Yeah, Pedro back with another review. This I'm on the DC Universe Classics Wave 10, the Joker. And we found them on our flea market for $22. And here we can see them brand new and packaged with the DC Universe logo on top. Is some pretty weird looking eyes on the bottom. And we look at the back, we do have the entire series so you can build your Imperiax. And then we have a bio at the bottom and some stats of the Joker. And you can pause to read that if you want. I think if I clear it up in there. And yeah, let's get this figure out of his packaging. I'm really excited to have him for the first time ever. And yeah, let's get right to the review. So the Joker features a lot of different accessories, most of which I have attached to the figure right here. But the only one that is separate that I haven't attached is this laughing fish, which maybe most of you will recognize from Batman the Anime Series, which is used to slap a guy in the face. And it is really nicely sculpted. It definitely looks like a fish as it should. Has a lot of fins and scales on it. And it at least has 4 different colors, including a dark purple, a lighter purple for the face. The lips are also painted darker purple. The eyes are green. It also has the white teeth with a big smiley grin across the fish's face. It's a really nice accessory. It does fit into his hand. And I believe in one of the comics he even had 2 of them in both hands, kind of using him like in a gun pose. So maybe if you can get 2 Jokers, you can have him in that kind of stance. The other ones include his cane right here, which I have in his right hand. And it is also very nicely detailed. It is a rubber, much more of a rubber piece when it gets to the bottom, but as it gets to the top, it is much more sturdier plastic. And then it gets to the gold section of his like a Joker face with a jester hats. Really nicely sculpted. Doesn't have any like teeth skulls into the open like laughing area of the mouth, but still really nice. Definitely looks like the Joker. And the bottom of it also has like a round gold area as well. And another accessory is this big giant green hammer, which I think also comes with a Harley Quinn. Not too sure if it's the same one, but it also includes like a little Joker face at the end of it. It has like a big grimace with like a Pinocchio nose as a handle. Looks really great. And both sides have like this J on it on both sides of where the mallet is. And now the last one, and I've tucked it into his jacket, is his Joker cards, which I like to fit in there. And they include only one side of them has like a actual Joker on them on the cards, while the rest of them are just whites. And then the back of them actually have some really nice detail of actual cards, so that's great. And then the last thing is the actual Joker figure himself, which looks awesome and great. And the head sculpt is very traditional looking Joker. And I like to imagine that this is more like the one where he was killing Jason Todd. That's what the face really reminds me of.
And so I beat him to death with a crowbar. I did.
As far as the sculpt goes, this the body mold has only been reused for, it's been used for the Gentleman Ghost, and I think a re-release of this Joker body, but in a more classic deco with like a longer trench coat to for like his first appearances in the comics, which basically it looks like he did in the Brave and the Bold cartoon, if anybody's familiar with that. So yeah, this is very classic looking. You can either interpret it as like from the animated series or even as the Jack Nicholson Joker from the Batman '89 movie, which would make sense considering that this line also had the black Batman that looked a lot like the Michael Keaton. So maybe that was the purpose behind that. Alright, taking a look at the head sculpt. I've mentioned it as traditional. Looks great. It's a lot of white, obviously white skin tone, but has like a grayish shade to it. Looks pretty awesome. It has like black lining around his eyes. His eyes are green as well. The inside of his mouth is sculpted with his tongue. His teeth are sculpted and they're kind of a yellowish with red lips that are going around his mouth like he always has. And then he has like a darker green over his lighter green hair, making it pop a lot more. Definitely looks like he's been combing it. And then his jacket is like a rubber piece as well. And then his inside is his orange like shirt with green underneath with his bow tie right here, and the buttons are painted black as well. And then over here, I think these are like regular suited man arms, I guess I want to call them, and there are buttons painted on the back. They're kind of a orange color right here as well as over here. And he does have his gloves sculpted with like 3 little designs going above the palms, and he does have both hands on trigger fingers, but he has no guns, but he does use it. I'm pretty sure you can find some to have him hold. And then his pants have the stripes going all the way down with his very fancy looking shoes, kind of like Michael Jackson. On the back, we just get a lot more wrinkle details of the jacket, which you can see just folds all the way back here, and it has this kind of weird hole where it gets plug in like capes and stuff like that. But then nothing much when you lift up the trench coat, and this does have its traditional trench coat tails, as I think they're being called, and it just continues his stripes go down his pants. So for Joker's articulation, he does have just rotation at the head, doesn't really go up and down at all, kind of down, but I'm not really sure. He has ball jointed arms to go out, to go forward. He does have a bicep swivel, single jointed elbow. He has wrist rotation, no hinge. He has an ab crunch that goes that far forward and that far back. He does have a waist articulation, but it doesn't really work that much because it kind of stops because of the sculpt. Unless I'm supposed to force it, but I really don't want to. He has legs that go forward and they go out that much. Thigh swivel right here on the top of the knee. Single jointed knee, and he does have a hinge at the foot. So this DC Universe Classic Joker stands at 6.5 inches tall. And here he is next to the Wave 10 Batman. So I think no matter what Batman is set next to him, as long as he has this specific body mode, which is used a lot, he should stand the same, which is just a bit taller than him as it should be, since I think he's portrayed to be like an inch taller than the Joker. So for my final thoughts on this figure, I would definitely recommend it if you don't already have it in your collection, especially if you're a big Joker fan. I think you would already have it, and it is definitely considered one of the best DCUC figures that the line had to offer before it died away. But yeah, if you want a more animated series accurate figure, you should try looking up DC Collectibles, because they're doing figures specifically based on the line from both the New Adventures of Batman and the classic one, and they're doing Joker and his classic look from the first time in the show, if you're looking forward to that. But anyway, if you just want a comic book accurate Joker, I think this is the best one to get. And yeah, this has been Gato Perro. Please stay tuned for more reviews and stop motions and more reviews on the DC Universe Classics line.